Are all things what they seem they are? From the smallest stone to the biggest rock, all of them have their own histories. Each of them tells stories and nations that depicts the prehistoric age. There are three varieties of rocks. The first one is formed from magma and molten rock particles. The second one is the type of rock that are formed from pre-existing rocks or pieces of one living organism and often have distinctive layering or bedding. These are what we call as sedimentary rocks. Last but not the least, rocks that were formed when rocks are subjected to high heat and pressure. These are called metamorphic rocks. But this time, we will talk more about sedimentary rocks.
Sedimentary rocks are types of rocks that are formed by the accumulation or deposition of mineral organic particles at Earth's surface, followed by cementation. These rocks can be formed only where sediments are deposited long enough to become compacted and cemented into hard beds or strata. They are the most common rocks exposed on the Earth's surface, but are only a minor constituent of the entire crust. Their defining characteristics are formed in layers. There are two types of sedimentary rocks, the clastic and the non-clastic rocks. Clastic rocks are composed of fragments, or clasts, of pre-existing minerals and rocks. These rocks are defined as being composed of consolidated sediments formed by the accumulation of fragments derived from pre-existing rocks and transported as separate particles to their place of deposition by purely mechanical agents. Non-clastic rocks refers to any sedimentary rock that doesn't form as a result of deposited rock fragment in a sediment layer. These rocks form from chemical reactions, chiefly in the ocean.
Pieces of rock are loosened by weathering, then transported to some basin or depression where the sediments trap. If the sediment is buried deeply, it becomes compacted and cemented, forming sedimentary rock. Erosion and weathering transform boulders and even mountains into sediments such as sand or mud. Erosion and weathering include the effects of wind and rain, which slowly break down the large rocks into smaller ones.
There are 5 processes involved to creating or forming sedimentary rocks. The first one is weathering. Weathering describes the breaking down or dissolving of rocks and minerals on the surface of the earth. Water, ice, acids, salts, plants, animals, and changes in temperature are all agents of weathering. The second is erosion. Water, wind, and other natural forces cause rocks and earth to wear away. These forces also move bits of rock and earth to new places. This movement changes the shape of the land. The third is deposition. Deposition is the laying down of sediment carried by the wind, flowing water, the sea, or ice. Sediment can be transported as pebbles, sand, and mud, or as salts dissolved in water. The fourth is crystallization. Dissolved minerals in the ground, water precipitate or crystallize from water in the pore spaces, forming mineral crusts on the sedimentary grains, gradually cementing the sediments. The last one is lithification. It refers to the process that loose and under-consolidated sediment particles transform into hard and solid rocks.